Greetings, Saudi Cameroons, and happy weekend. Hopes everybody did good. On happy weekend for everyone that watch me. The voice of the ancestors is here. Hopes everybody did good. I beg comment when I say hi. If you're getting me, please say hi so I know if my volume is okay. Yes, Motabo. How are you doing, my brother? Hopes everybody did good. Glad to see you all now. Please, if you're watching, just tell me play with the bury your placenta. Play with your mama bury your placenta when they be born you. Play with the bury your placenta. Just indicate where they bury your placenta. Thank you, Kwanda Cletus. I see you, Cletus. I see you, my bro. Happy weekend, Southern Cameroonians. It has been a very busy week. Once again, welcome to Prince J Carr's live show. Your boy who has always been focused. I not talk for please people, I tell none of the truth and the way of the people. I don't see plenty things that don't happen online. People don't try for bypass. They want make Amazonia be like say na share in a company where any man get his share. They don't come out from collaboration, now they go to coalition. I don't understand what coalition they talk about. Ambazonians not be Mugu, eh? Ambazonians will not be Mugu. Some of them they look Ambazonians like say it's all about how you don't study for school and how you get 2 cents. About how many degrees where you calculate or how many degrees where you get, and I make you so very intelligent. Prince J, I laugh. The stupidity of a man makes him feel like the knowledge he acquired from the Western culture makes him intelligent. But whereas it's not about what you study in the classroom that makes you intelligent, it's about the natural wisdom you have to understand the ways of your people. Because the ways of every man is the ways of the spirit. A man has a different soul. Not every man has the same soul. We are born with different missions, and if you don't understand that mission, then you always remain a coward, thinking you studied in the white man's language, only in the Western language, and acquire a master's degree and PhD. PhD with no understanding of the African philosophy and the ways of your forefathers and culture. Even the white man that made you learn those books, the white man which you claim to that you study his language, does not forget his culture. Hello, Miss Paku. How are you? Please let's click share. I will not be here to talk to always make people feel comfortable. Many will not like my voice because the African doctrine of leadership runs in many in their brain. They never want to give power to the people. Whenever they see the people, thank you very much, Divine Body. You're one of a true patriot. You always understand that my Facebook has been blocked. I cannot comment. Whenever you see Prince J Carr on, you immediately come up with the cash app for the money for our boys, our restoration forces. The stupidity in many people in this world is that they think that the knowledge they acquired from school makes them too intelligent than the others. But they don't know it was a privilege for them to go to school, and not everybody that did not go to school makes that person a dull person. Some people feel that the knowledge they acquire from a classroom through cram work and through studies, through books written by some other people, make them so intelligent. And they look those who did not go through that process of paying for those textbooks, they look them like cowards. But they said it's not every condition that makes a man stupid, but it's the ability of a man to defend his interests and stand tall in the darkest time of his life. Some people look like life is just a dance that they can dance because they have the same shoes with others. But that's not it. Life is not about how you can dance. It's about how you can read the step of the dancer and note which step the dancer is taking, if it's left to right, or if it's right to left, or if it's forward to back. Some people think it's how they can talk, but it's not how you can talk, but it's how you can master the will of the people. Africa has been taken for the playground. In the midst of all strategy, some people think that the knowledge they acquired from written words from people can make them sit in the midst of the wise men which acquire knowledge from their ancestors coming out from spirits. It's not about the book you study in the classroom that makes you intelligent. It's about how intelligent you were born from the womb of your mother. Children are born by spirits. They carry different spirits. And when they come to the earth, they operate in different missions. And after those missions, they return to the destiny which they were destined for. African doesn't have his own tradition. African doesn't have his own education. The day African creates his own education, then you might understand the principles of your own forefathers. Most of you thinking that reading and writing books make you very intelligent amongst people. No. But the most powerful man on earth is the man that understands the philosophy of how to solve the problem of his suffering people. You who cannot solve the problem of your people makes you the most dumbest leader of the whole time. Speaking language doesn't make you wise, because even somebody who crams the white man's language can speak 42 languages but cannot solve a problem of his own people. Africa. Most of you think the man who cannot write and cannot read is the most stupid man on earth. Or the man who cannot speak for many people to follow is the most dullest man on earth. But the Nigerian principle of growth makes you understand that it's not all those who went to school that become the rich people on earth. No. You might go to school and still remain poor. But somebody that wasn't able to go to school and study business for 4 years turned out to be the billionaire that will employ you tomorrow. Ambazonia. Hypocrisy in life has made some of them to understand that they can use their philosophy of hypocrisy to make others to suffer in poverty, and they will now change. They believe that their capability of cramming languages or cramming the study of life can make them also use that cramming stupidity to make others fall in the same trap that they are in. Life is a drama. But sometimes we don't accept it the way it is. I laugh at some people. Because sometimes we say beer, or we always might say beer is stupid or beer is bad. But there are some which are worse than beer, because they are just willing to get the power to destroy the destinies of the other. Then what difference do you make of yourself? What difference? I've told you all. It's not about how you might go to school, but it's about how you understand the philosophy of this life. It's not all about cramming languages and cramming studies, or going to school and acquire degrees which were not made by your own ancestors. You acquire a degree from Harvard in Africa. You acquire a degree from Oxford in Africa. How do that present the dignity of your people? How do that transpire? How do that change the suffering of your own people? You don't. You don't change the suffering of your own people by acquiring knowledge from another man. Because when you learn the knowledge from another man, it only makes you act like that man. If you study in Europe, you act like a European. If you study in America, you act like an American. How do many of you study in Africa to know the African people suffering? Or how many of you study the Southern Cameroonian way of life to know how the Southern Cameroonian man is feeling? You come with your big language and your big studies and your big certificates. You make the people threatened by your background of education. You make them wiggle. You make them feel traumatized because you think you studied from somewhere that is developed, not knowing that the development of those foreign nations comes from your own natural resources. You take that to make your people look stupid. You make your people look so depressed. You think that because you studied in Oxford, Harvard, Canada, America, UK, Britain, Germany, you are so intelligent. But how intelligent are you when you cannot give common solutions to the problem of your people? That means you're the most biggest coward on earth. Because the most intelligent man is that man that finds solutions to the problem of his people. If you cannot find solution to the problem of your people, that means, despite the level of education you have taken in life, you are the most stupid man on earth. Because education without solution makes you only an educated illiterate. And that's why when some of you comment on my Facebook and you are all blinking about an education that wasn't given to you by my ancestors, I look at you like you are the most stupid man on earth. Because stupid people acquire cram knowledge. But those who are blessed with natural wisdom from the Most High, they don't be proud of it. They are humble to serve at every moment of their life. So what education did you acquire? What knowledge did you acquire? Did you acquire a cram knowledge? A knowledge that wasn't invested in you by my ancestors? If you are an African, you need to acquire an African knowledge. Just like the Indians. The Indians today, they can join the bone of a man back to the bones. They can make the hand of a man become light back when it's broken. They did not acquire a Western knowledge. Where is your own African traditional knowledge? You go and study all the American knowledge, but you cannot still give light to your people in the village. Then you come and stand and you say people should clap for you that you are a doctor. You are a stupid doctor. Any They should leave me talk. I don't have views. People have 10,000 views. You don't block them. Why are you always bent on blocking me? Let me tell this Mark Zuckerberg. They always tried to block my voice whenever I'm on. The same way they have blocked the voice of people. That's why the worst terror. They are only trying to. My people, be patient. They are struggling to disturb my page. My video has been breaking. Just go and click share. You know, the world has been suffering from so many cowards. They think like by blocking the voice of people from speaking or killing people makes them very, very, very smart. That's the same thing with the Cameroon government. The Cameroon government of Bimvondo, who studied maybe a master's degree in the 1980s from France, he makes him think that taking the people on hostage make him very smart. But it's only a coward that will beat up a child and not understand that talking can solve the problem, not the cane. You know, an African man doesn't know the principles of how to bring up a child in the way that he should grow and not forget that his father taught him A and B, not Z and Y. Bia thinks the philosophy or the law he studied in France in 1964 is what he used in Southern Cameroon in the 21st century, not understanding that it's not about the cram knowledge he has studied that will solve our problem. They don't need to block my book. They don't need my Facebook. They don't need to. They tried blocking Martin Luther King's many years ago. But the voice of Martin Luther King still is very loud in the sky. People still go look for books and which they can read about what happened to him. The world has been covered with so many darkness, so much darkness, that the people think the peace of the world can be maintained with that dark cloud. But it cannot. It cannot be maintained. Let me tell you. That's why I always tell these Western worlds, all this country. They kill people, cover them under, and sit on top and say everything is okay. And they think the world will live in peace, whereas they are the first terrorists on earth. Truth must be told. Greetings, Southern Cameroonians, and once again, you're welcome. I hope you can get my volume. It's not easy. I know since I don't talk for 1 hour, they don't attack my Facebook. Me, I not be too popular. I don't know why they attack me. You can attack me, but I will not change. I'm not here for views. I'm not here to become a Michael Jackson. I'm already popular because from birth I was born popular. I don't strive to be popular. I don't strive to get 10,000 views or 20,000 views because I know that he who rules the world is Lucifer. Satan, he comes to steal, to kill, and to destroy. I don't strive to be proud in this world. What should I be looking for in 1,000 views? The ones who watch me are determined by God to watch me. Anyone that has to watch my show will watch my show, no matter what Satan tries. No one. I will never sacrifice any of my dignity or my pride for Satan. Because even the Bible says, thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God. Now, let me go to my live show. Greetings, Cameroonians. I've been speaking some proverbs so you understand some realities of this revolution. Sorry, I cannot post. I cannot post because my Facebook has been blocked. And once again, you all are welcome. The face of the Southern Cameroon revolution don't reach for point where the French they try everything. We there for the last phase. I not get plenty people that they watch me, but they fight always for block my Facebook. And but I could tell them one thing. Even without Facebook, they will always be stupid. Because the strategy will La Republic they try for use for stop this war, they cannot. If Southern Cameroons not she done for table with French Cameroon, for them for talk. If they not she done for table for talk, may they not send a waste. And make I tell the French people whether they always fight me for Facebook, especially these bars. May I tell them some one thing. My voice can never be blocked. My voice is the voice of spirit because it is that uncompromised voice that speaks to darkness when light has to come. You cannot block me. You can never. You might try always, but you cannot succeed. And no matter how you try to cover the star during darkness, it must always shine, no matter the amount of darkness that hangs in the cloud. No matter how you try to block my star or me from talking, I was born with the star to talk. Because I came like Southern Cameroon, I know easy. The day for my Facebook, it only crack, I did talk, my face the freeze. But if we go always talk, we go talk. We go talk. And I go talk. Even now 100 people there, I go talk. So they don't need to do anything. Yeah. Now, let me go to details. Most of them I don't see what happened the past days for Kumba. But you know, most of we for Southern Cameroons, we are hypocrites of our own self. And that's why you see Franz Venkat, they for back my page. Franz Venkat, I been talk with one of our journalists 2 years ago. He asked me for give you some scented proofs then from ground zero. I deny for give you the proofs. Suddenly when I don't come for my back of recent for block my page, for attack me. I don't know how many of you think say now by Facebook where most of the fighters that they watch. I be don't address them and I go see send Facebook another response for that observateur for Franz Venkat where they don't send it for my back. I don't have 1,000 views. People when they get 1,000 views, why you not go follow them? But the truth is, when you speak the truth, they become scared. And the one thing I go tell all them and I say, it's too late. It's too late. Facebook can do all the sharama. The revolution of Southern Cameroon, it's not about Facebook. It's not about Facebook. When I'm online, I give Facebook the permission to record my videos because they ask me, and I believe maybe they ask to some other. But the revolution of Southern Cameroon is not about Facebook. It's a self-conscious revolution. So let me tell you all, tell the French government, there comes a time in man's life when you need to cry and a time when you need to be happy. There becomes a time in man's life when it's a time to be comfort and a time for you to feel sad. There is a time for everything in life. A time for the man to be in bondage, in chains, and for the man to be free. The one terrorist attack of this world are those who have kept people out of the realities of what have happened. And which some of you, that's why they killed Gaddafi. They killed Gaddafi because Gaddafi wanted to bring Africa to understand the politics of the world. But we will say it. I have always said it in life that all of you who are doing all these acts, no one has the power of death, even the greatest scientists on earth. Even the demon you worship doesn't have power over death, but only my God. Because no one can take me when it's not my time. I look most of you changing this world to be evil, causing the death of many people in Africa, changing the story Africa is poor, whereas Africa is the most richest continent on earth. Coming online to silence our voice so we cannot talk the realities of life. But let me tell you, you can only do it here. Because the true story of life is no matter how you cover it, it must be spoken. The world has been covered with darkness by those who cover the truth. Just like the Western world. They cover so many truths. They kill the innocent, whereas they are the terrorists of earth. They kill the innocent people. The innocent die of nothing, whereas the demons live. And when the demons live, they think they can live forever. Whereas they don't know that death is appointed for man once to live. And after that, you die. All of us are born to die. Now, my great people of Southern Cameroon, some of you, Onabi Mumu, yeah, even though my Facebook don't block, may we talk. But before we want to start talk, now the Cash App and the PayPal that, may I look if somebody sent something last time, then I talk for when I wait I want to talk. I don't see plenty dramas, but before I don't see one mama will get spirit like me. One mama will know the fear death, yeah, after the whole week. My heart be there so remorsed for that mama. Mama Linda, I be go off last time you sent $15 for we are picking them for Kumba. We don't talk say this money go be gathered and it go be sent to the HSS department of the interim government. So Mama Linda, I don't see your $15. Where they continue the Cash App and the payment, it will take for down. Una share and those who they fit join me, they join. I don't get information from many people say they don't fit get my notification when I did live. Now understand that's Facebook. Yeah, they don't report me saying I'm here to disturb peace, make it not be for Cameroon. Say I'm the silent demon we no want peace to be. But I'm the silent voice of justice, not the silent demon. Now, may I move forward. Kudos to my mama from Kumba. Kudos to you. Kudos. A woman of your cannibal are those who lived in the ancient world. It takes courage for a mother to know, say, in 9 months, child will not return back home and is being swallowed up by the mother earth to revoke and rebuke when the demon speaks. You see, my mama, life, some people never go through the same pain with others go. That's why some go talk because they want to talk. But I be there very happy when I see your video. I know if you post them, even though I was sent one of the first people. My hands don't be blocked when if you post. But the joy come to me because It needs a Moses for stand in front of a Pharaoh and say enough is enough. A man who is scared of death only live while dying. That is where Africans are. If you fear death, you will never achieve success. And that's why you see, most of you find Nigerians dying everywhere, anything Nigerians, because they don't fear death. Death is the only resting place for a man. Prince, I died the day I started living because I lost my father before I could even realize that I was born. I don't look beer like nothing. Me, I don't. If you see me, I've gone through everything in life. If I am today, it's because I never looked death like anything. If I did not challenge death, I will not be here where I am. If I have to tell you death, because he who kills me will die. And I will welcome him to that world of the dead. Death is meant for all of us. Death is like being born into the well. The day you were born into this world, you had only one journey, to die. I want to tell you something, my Southern Cameroonians. Don't be scared. Most of you see us in diaspora. You don't know what we have gone through in life. Some of you know. But let me tell you, death is the ultimate end for all of us, including Bia, including Atanganji, including whosoever killed those children in Kumba. Death is our ultimate end, including those who are holding us in bondage. All man must die. No matter, there is no immortal person on earth. All of us must die. So why should you be scared of death? Why? If I die today, I go to rest. Because I know I must die. But how will I die? Will I die coward? Will I die in pain? Will I die standing for my people like Jesus stood for you? How will I die? Will I die a death of regret? What? How will my journey end? You watch the drama every day. A woman without testicles. A woman which goes through pain to put to bed children. Stand up in the midst of wolves, vampires, bloodsuckers, demons, which don't feel the pain of any human life. She stood amongst them and said, I rebuke you, you are wrong. Then what makes you scared of telling the truth? Southern Cameroonians, let me tell you, the only thing the Frenchman is out for now is concluding on your mineral resources. That's the only thing. Now, I felt that after the drama of all the Anglophone crisis, hashtag, there should be something. Now, most of you have not seen anything yet. I hear the coalition for whatever dialogue. Some people who claim they study the white man language and the white man book, who don't even know the African way, are standing to say they want to dialogue for children who hold guns. But there is one thing in life. The thing is, one is to give a child a gun, and the next thing is to take the gun. To give a child a gun, it's very difficult to take the gun. Ask from Nigeria, they will tell you. Biafra, the consequences of Biafra, Nigeria still suffer it up to today. You think that where did all those guns appear from Nigeria? I see some people sitting in a conference speaking literature. They cannot humble themselves. In the name they want to stop the crisis. I laugh at you. I laugh at you. I don't regret for joining the revolution because I know I've given the destiny of every youth of Southern Cameroon into their hands. Those who have to take it have taken up the guns. The gun is your life now. The gun is your destiny. The gun is your father. The gun is your mother. The gun is your brother. Nobody will give you food. Nobody will abandon his child to look after you. If Atanganji's child was held in custody, Atanganji will preach dialogue. If Brendan Bia was arrested today, my brothers in the ghettos and street, Bia will call off the war in Southern Cameroon today. Your gun is your only solution. Your gun is your only freedom. Your gun is your mother. Your gun is your father. Your gun is your brother. If they don't meet your terms, my brothers in the streets, my brothers in the bushes, let your gun be your own solution. Forget about all those who speak the big grammar here. They fight only for recognition. Because they think like they studied the Western education makes them so intelligent. But they don't know that you who live with the people know the ways of the people more than them. They think like their PhDs and their doctors makes them so intelligent. But whereas they don't even study, they don't have a doctorate degree in the African way of life. Atanganji only messed up more. And most of you messed up. I've seen a coalition for dialogue or surrender. I want to address that before I go to my destiny. I've been all day today looking on Facebook and I saw a coalition for dialogue. When you look amongst the coalition for dialogue, I'm sorry to say this. It's good to be united, but united under hypocrisy is not unity. You know one thing about life, why many of these people will never love me, is because I was born in the ghetto and I understand the philosophy of the African man. See, all your coalitions, you can join the coali plus the coali and the shans. It will never solve the problem. Most of you are evil men who cannot accept. If you cannot accept your error, you are not worth of being a leader. You are not worth of collating with anybody. A proud man, the Bible says, for a rich man or a proud man to enter heaven, it's like for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle. Do you know the size of a camel? And you know the hole of a needle? Then you start thinking about that. Some of you are sitting in that coalition for so-called dialogue. We are not here to preach the politics of beer. We are here to tell you the truth to your face. You go and sit, you want to dialogue. How many of you can take the guns from the people's hand? How many of you, if they say today we dialogue, how many of you can say, drop your guns and those boys stop, no fight? How many of you? You think those boys are stupid? Or you think the grammar you blow on Facebook and you talk all the literature, those boys look you like somebody? Lord. Only a man who has gone through the desert understands the difficulties of getting water to drink. Only a man, hear this very well, all of you who claim to have your PhD and your doctors, only a man who has trekked through the desert know the difficulties of getting water to drink. Most of you are very ignorant about life. You think about that is just about talking. If you don't go down to know the pain of a child who was born without a father, you can never know how to put your place in the father of that child. Let me tell you, if you have never in your life go down to know the pain of a child that was born without a father, you can never know how to put yourself in the place of the father of that child. You want to be a leader, but you don't want to be humble. You don't want to go down to the people. You want to be a leader of grammar. Telling you, thinking that because you studied, the days have gone. The clouds have changed. The sun doesn't rise no more in the morning as you think. The eyes of the children of Africa have opened. They don't think the way you think. Gone are those days when people tremble, put their loins down because you had a degree in the university and you are coming back to the village. Gone are those days when parents put their loin because you study. The 21st century of the Africans child have realized that they are like illiterates because they don't have an education of their own. It's not about getting a PhD in Oxford, in Harvard, that makes you a recognized person in Africa now. It's about how you understand the philosophy of studying the African people's problem. And you can only do that when you become the common man in the streets. That's why I say, Atanganji and all those, you cannot corrupt me. Because I was prepared for this journey, not today. We the chosen few. We are not many. Ask yourself, why should the prince go through the streets? I went through the streets because I did not want to become like you. My fathers, my ancestors did not want me to become like you. That's why I went through the streets. I went through the streets to understand the suffering way of the people. There could be another means of life for me to have a good way. But I passed through the streets because my ancestors want me to know the reality of a suffering man. And I'm grateful to them, even though I did not see my father. Because today, even if Southern Cameroon is not liberated because of people like you who don't understand the way of the African man, but base their minds on cram studies, on books written by people from another land. If you study to become a doctor by books written from another land, that means you are not a doctor of Africa, you are a doctor of the Western world. How many of you are doctors from Africa? The Indian man is an Indian doctor. You studied the book of a Western man from America, and you want to solve the problem of an African, and you are using the American way. It makes you just like the American man. So how do you want to solve our problem? You have a doctor, you have a master's. Do you have a master's in solving African people's problem in the African way? No. If you have a master's degree in solving the African people's problem in the African way, then you will go down to the level of the African man, because the African man has been kept in abject poverty, in abject suffering. They have been kept in the bondage of thinking that they cannot be nothing good if they don't have to beg. Now let me tell you, I am proud of you, my brothers. Even if I don't have to come back to the land where my placenta was buried, but I'm proud I've given you what it will take for you to fight for your destiny. The gun. The gun is the only thing that makes another man think. I'm not scared to tell you. I'm not scared. I'm proud of you. I beat my chest. I wasn't brought up by my father. I was brought up by the Spirit. And even I have nothing to give you, but I'm proud of giving you the gun. The gun is the only thing that makes another man understand that a man is in deep pain. I'm proud of giving you the gun. And we will give more the guns till the day they realize that the child of the streets, the child without a mother and a father, has a future tomorrow. Don't be scared. It's appointed once for man to live. And after you die, there are two ceremonies in life. One is your birthday, the next is your funeral. Get this very, very well. There are two ceremonies in your life. One, it's your birthday. The next is your funeral. You only see people come around you on your birthday, and the next you only see people come around you when you are not, and that's your funeral. So you chose to win for you to celebrate. You have the gun. Don't be scared of how people misinterpret it. If the gun can make them think right when they don't want to think right. And that's the only option we have. That's the only option. You see what they're doing? They want to play philosophy to keep you in bondage. They want to play philosophy to keep you in bondage. They want to keep you in bondage so you suffer. Most of us treks the roads, suffered. Come and see how your sisters suffer in Europe. You will know it's not about posting pictures on Facebook. Don't look who those who post. There are men who are now women in Europe and America. They have to sex them through their anus. I'm sorry if you're not a child above 18 and I'm saying this here. Come and see how life is for you in Africa. Year over year. There are ones who go through pain. Go and look their anus. It has tended to be like that of a vagina of a woman. Because they have to fend for you back home. You don't know the pain some of them go through. But thank God you have picked up your gun to fight because you don't want to sell your dignity. Stand up brave. Don't be threatened. This is a modern world and we thank God for the internet. We know everything. Don't look the pictography of the world. Think about where you were born and how you have to find to liberate it. Now, let me leave the coalition to dialogue. I've seen some few people gathering there, say they are doctors, and they think they are the ones who think so good, but they are failures. Nobody will negotiate for Amazonia if you don't go to the LG and county. Tell all of them. You can speak the Queen language and your fake doctor, which you have, which you cannot give one Panadol to your people in the village. But let me tell you, none of you will negotiate for the destiny of Southern Cameroon if you don't go back and humble yourself. There are two places in institutions in this revolution, LGA and counties. They are like the native authorities back in the days of the British colonialism. They understand the ways of the people. If anything has to be about negotiation, people from those two groups need to rise. Fellow Southern Cameroonians, whether you see me today or you don't see me tomorrow, take this like my word. Go to your counties and LGAs. Those are the places which you need to empower to revoke back your rights. Don't think about all those people who come and be preaching grammar. Send coalition for this. Tell them to humble themselves. The worstest thing Africa has done, the worst thing, is for we to build leaders which are not humbled. I'm telling you today, the worst thing on earth is that we have built leaders which are not humbled. And that's the same thing some stupid Amazonians want to do. How will you build a man that cannot humble himself to enter into your mad house when you don't have a roof to ask you how you are sleeping? And you say you are building a leader? Look, Bia, before Bia could announce or say Kumba Massacre, all international diplomats have done it. Because you built a leader that doesn't even know how a man in Bando is sleeping. You come again to a revolution. You see people coming up with grammar. You cannot ask them one thing. How many of you know how a man in Kwakwa village is sleeping? They don't know. They don't know. Ask Ayabacho. Ask all of them. Seseko. How many of them know? How many of them know how the common man in the bush sleep? They just come around to fool you with literature. Because most of you don't have the philosophy to reason. They are using the same French strategy which kept you in bondage in colonialism. Because most of you don't have the knowledge to reason. They say reasoning is the capability to be able to determine between right and wrong. But once you lose that capability of reasoning, you will become a dumb fool. Most of you don't have the reasoning. You say, hear the literaturic voice of them, and you brace them up to say they are leaders. Just like how Bia comes and tell you, imagine 2035. Before 2035, he knows his bones will be rotting in the grave. And what will you be? You'll be in debt and in bondages. You'll be buying one bottle of granite oil for 1.5. Until today, they cannot. If anybody wants coalition for dialogue, go to your county and let the people vote you in. Stop that nonsense. Going everywhere, struggling to push agenda, Bishop Craig, Dr. this, Dr. that. Do you have a doctor in the suffering of the people of Africa or in the suffering of the people of Southern Cameroon? Your doctor is in your Western studies. Don't give people title. Some of you learn from Nnamdi Kanu. He will inspire you. He's not a doctor. Nnamdi Kanu is a barrister. Go and watch Nnamdi Kanu. He's the one who made. I'm watching him every day. Those are people which you learn from them. Not these conch halves and these banger hoods, doctor. These scally ones who roam around Southern Cameroon, coming online to use their cramped languages and their theses which they have written from cramped books. Go to Nnamdi Kanu. He knows the suffering of his people. A man who doesn't know the suffering of his people cannot stand to defend his people. How many of you know you're suffering? How many of you know you're suffering? Noel Fon, I will not block you. Yeah, I will not block you, Noel Fon, because I know you. Thieves like Sako, but Sako has given power. Test Ayabacho to descend from power. Sako is not in power. Sako has 64 leaders. Presently, even in Fako, there are certain things we are not agreeing again with the interim government. Tell your leader, Yabacho. Most of you talk with, they say, when I deal one man with the point man one finger, but three finger, they point to you. Dirty too much for our own eye. When you want to talk, compare. Your papa train you well, Noel Fon, your papa train you, might correct you. If your papa train you well, he go teach you, say, when you meet up danger, you put your left hand and your right hand advantage, your left hand at disadvantage. Then you start calculate. Check yourself first. For the revolution, if you ask any man, even that man for Prime TV, it teach you. That's why you are a young man, but you're a confused buffoon. I'm sorry to insult you. I don't insult people. But a man who cannot determine the distribution and the division of power within people and goes out to praise a man, what is money? You see? Have you ever not made money? What is money? 1.4 million. 1.4 million. Is that worth to the blood of Amazonia? That's why you have a heartless demon in your group called AGC, like Ayabacho. How many million can buy life? If that money you write there could buy life, Michael Jackson will pay you that money. You are a young man, Noel Fon, but you act like a buffoon, roaming the streets like a wolf in the forest. Let me correct you. Reason, young man. Most of you, you don't reason. What is that? 1.4 million? Do you know how much Ayabacho has collected for 27 years? Do you know how much Iseko collected in jail? How many? Most of you, you are confused youths. Confused youths. Confused youths. You go about chasing money like you have never ever worked hard to earn your own salary at the end of the month. That's how all of them do. They go about chasing. But you see, that's why I told them. You look today, La Republique has developed Mimi Mefo to be a counterproductive interest in the Southern Cameroon youths. Because people like Mark Barata and Tabang Ivo, they never discovered their value as youths, just like how you see Noel Fon. Did you, most of you, have you asked yourself that, where did Mimi Mefo come from? Look, that's why I said most of you study literature, you don't understand philosophy. And the strategies which is used in politics, most of you still remain cowards to it. Because if you know the game of chess, then you understand that a La Republique scientist works with the philosophy of how many of you think, like the one you see in Wellform. Ask yourself that which is the most prominent Facebook platform which many people run to now. It's Mimi Mefo. And ask yourself that where was Mark Barata? Mark Barata was there. But because most of you youths don't understand that in life there is a difference between youthful age, adolescence, and becoming an old man, it makes most of you lose your destiny. Mark Barata should have been the voice of the revolution, just like Tapang. Let me even go to Mark. Tapang, that's why I tell you I don't hate nobody. Just like how we correct this little man, Noel Fon, I don't know who he is. Mark Barata and Tapang, they should have been the voice of this revolution. But La Republique understood that they don't have the vision of a youth. That's why you need to be very smart. Me, I'm just a chief priest. I was born as a prince, and I'm just here to interpret to you the visions and political views which the Frenchman is using to keep us in bondage, for you to grow wiser every day. That's why in my Facebook, you don't see me put public figure. I put to you, I'm a motivational speaker. Mark Barata and Tapang, they could have been great youths today, but they chose to succumb under bootlicking leaders Once a youth doesn't ever notice the dream, the future or the star born in him, he loses it. If you don't know the star you are born with, you lose the star. Look them today. They are just like barking dogs without actions because they lose their star. When you know your star, you are able to keep it to shine with wisdom and with humbleness. Look today, Mimi Mefo is mixing the revolution based on the La Republique agenda of oneness. But once upon a time in the revolution, we had two great sons of Southern Cameroon called Marc Barata and Tapang. But they refused to be independent. They turned around struggling to play double standard game, wanting that if it has to end, they should not be on any losing side. But not knowing that a man with principles is a man of success. If they could set their principles and their goals to achieve, they will always win at the end of the war. Tapang was mixing between where to stand and finally failed in the wrong side. And Marc Barata, the same thing. Same too with Eric. They think that is all about studying the white man book. Like you hear them come, your English is not. I don't care about English. What is English? It's not my language of my spirits, of my ancestors. What's English? It's a colonial language. I don't care about how I write it. I don't care about how I speak it. That's bullshit. I need somebody to bring me up Swahili. I need to care about how I write Swahili. I need to care about how I write. That's an African language. Or maybe Bakweri. Or maybe Banso. I need to care about that. You come online and you tell me your English is poor, your this is poor. I look at you like a coward, like a buffoon, like a stupid illiterate who don't know anything. Some people develop the language and they give you and you come online, you're proud of it. What for? Because you studied in it? Those are two people who could make themselves become great men in the revolution. But through the way of cowardice. They thought that becoming recalcitrant, not understanding how to be humble to your people, makes you very smart. No. In every leader, you must be humble. That's the way we are Yabacho. That's the way we Siseko. That's why you see, I told them, Mimi Mefo today is proud. Mimi Mefo today has gone above them to destroy the revolution. If it was in the days of Tapang, Tapang opens his Facebook and get 2,000 views in this, 3,000 views in this revolution. People watching him online by the way in the consortium, 3,000. But lack of humbleness, you see, these are them coming your English. Let me block because I don't talk about English. You should tell me my pidgin is very bad. Yeah, if you tell me about my English, I'm not in England and I don't want to talk about English. I'm just using the language. I've even used pidgin. Yeah, so if you tell me about language, I block you. I don't care about English. Yeah, okay, so if you try to distract me about that, I block you. I'm a Pan-Africanist, a motivational speaker. So don't tell me about your dirty language which the French has used. Most of you spend years to write to enter your own university, but that's the French still holding you in bondage. Have you asked your lecturers in the University of Boya, why do you spend years writing English and the French people come and you're not even able to enter Qs or Enam? That means you're still stupid. There are many bondage holding you in languages. And you come here talking to Prince. You don't talk to me. Yeah, you don't talk to me. Talk to yourself. Ask yourself. You spend 3 years in your house writing English. And to go to University of Boya, you still go and you could bribe. And you come to talk to me about language. What language is that? A language which holds you in bondage. Better think of doing bands or backward. That's the same thing which has hold your musicians. I will address all of them. Let me finish with Mimi Mefo and Tapang them. Then I can, because that's the same thing in language. Because you find your musicians, them for sing for banso, for pidgin. They if you say their music, they don't go sell. So they don't go take now French. They don't go take French. You know if you hear musician for Southern Cameroon is sing for Insight, banso, or Bakweri, or Baya. I don't hear someone them for Bayangi, but not be popular one them. You know if you hear them. They hear now. If you hear I go do this, you hear bonjour, tu vas, you hear I go can. You hear the way that they mix the song. You ask yourself, say this one. When my friend themselves, they ask me, say, Prince J Carr, can you bring music from Saudi, even for Canada? Jehovah. Even for Canada, make we story in a weekend. Even for Canada, when you go Canada, they say bring music from Quebec. Quebec get their French music. You get now the English music they will give you. But for Saudi Cameroon, if they tell you say bring music from Saudi Cameroon, say you my friend, you know me now we are get this mystic real. We are proud of who we are. Now I had even try for promote them, or maybe we ask here. We the thinking for better only for English. I like that girl with my best friend, my good friend, Killer from Bota don't go marry. She's a good girl, a very good Pan-Africanist musician. She know the check how much she make. For all the musicians, the way they come it up, you all them with the Daphne. They don't tell the whole way. Ask ya still they still live good, he don't marry. The rest themselves where they be the come say that they go seek for French. Marito, Pikino, Bono, But I ask her that. I like her. She doesn't care about the French. If you sing, if you want buy, you buy. If you don't want buy, you don't buy. May I block this other one? I don't think for this platform, I know they for that nonsense. So, if you look, Mimi Mefo don't change now way. La Republic, the project Mimi Mefo now for the one Cameroon. That means even if be a no go, come to the use with Kawala. When a position in that way mark the for Didi. Even this Ebio one for Maryland, where the shark. I even get some video here where they send them for me. Where it say police, they don't arrest you or whoever. As I talk more, I don't forget. The cash up and the PayPal day for on that day. If you want pay your money for that picking for Kumba, just pay. We'll go join them with the money we will get send them for HSS. So as I talk the story, as we don't start the show, why won't the click and everybody? The cash app and the PayPal day for down. The cash app $ watana wata PayPal watana wata move at gmail.com. Send even your $5. As I go on, I go to read the names of those the way they don't give. Might continue for the story. So if you look the way La Republic the project me for, all manner they go now for a page. Now you know why? Because we Southern Cameroonian youths, the most of una they address that thing from well phone. Una life for call under papa them bootlicking. Just like the same way you see Mark Barata be destroyed and Tapang. Now the same way Eric Tato be destroyed now. Eric Tato be don't get an independent page. If we give good news, independent news, stop the name for President Sako Day, President Sako that, and become an independent youth. Look at me. Look me. I not get me website. I don't be for this revolution for 4 years. I started the revolution for Eric Tato one camp. I started at the same time with Mark Barata and Eric Tato. That time that I started the revolution. 4 years. I don't be for today. My face don't be aside. I don't get no news page. I don't get no nothing. I did that for my one platform, Merciful Truth. 4 years. People that they can't talk A, talk B. I did it. I still continue for talk for one and motivate una. My videos they all site for YouTube and I be very contented. See my people that they hear my voice, they understand the reality of the future. Look Eric Tato and Mark Barata and Tapang. They be start very good platform. Journalism student from even a fake university where they fake I'm saying Anglophone on with the Anglophone on say University of Boya. Therefore she done for that platform. People will believe for them. Tapang was a legend in this revolution. Forget anything. Now person that will bring me up and I'm a master. Now Tapang make people they know see me Prince J Carr. I know the hide them I go always talk me I never talk my truth. Now Tapang was a legend in this revolution. He was born a legend but he destroyed himself. Tapang Ivo. Tapang even Mark know the tongue. Tapang get even Ayaba know the talk like Tapang. Tapang get the gift for talk. But you know one thing we kill Tapang? Prideness and not humbleness. I'm telling you the truth. Tapang, just as I talk so, Tapang get the gift for talk. But Tapang na pride killy. For this revolution, Tapang for film make youths them. As Kamto they do so, say we not do so today, they do him. But Tapang did not know his gift. He be there amongst cowards where they destroy. Tapang be there amongst cowards where they be telling say you must do so. He was at a certain point because of the popularity where Tapang be get named the enter for you. Tapang be just going to say, hey, I don't be the Omega and the Omega, the beginning and the end of Southern Cameroon. But he doesn't know that it's very difficult to build a man, but it takes one day to destroy him. It takes just one day. Mimi made for views, they no be the rich tapang. Tapang be the do video, get 3,000. Take it. For history for this revolution, even Mimi made for and the others not if you do am. But for tell you say the Frenchman, no, they look now you do the Frenchman, they draw a draft board for how to destroy you. See how they destroy Tapang. Tapang will take 6 hours, raise $18,000. No man, no ever do 6 hours, raise $18,000 for revolution. Tapang, 6 hours, create GoFundMe. In the space of 6 hours, we there for consortium, that money don't reach 18,000. But pride, not understanding your value as a youth, moving around old people and not defining your own field. That's what kills many people in life. Many. If Tapang be she done so, he take a calendar, he draw a calendar. He say, me as Tapang, as God don't make this my star shine, I go use this star for make sure say I give the people of Amazonia this, that. Tapang for be a legend in this revolution. But he failed himself. From 3,000 views, popular Tapang raising $18,000, pride started destroying him. Pride started killing him down. Pride started and finally he ended up to be a propagandist. A propagandist. From a legend to a propagandist. The same with Mark Barata. That's why I've told you all. If the day you youths, you don't learn to become independent, that you can determine. Look, America. Look all those who are pushing for George Floyd demonstration. Ask yourself, say, which youth did they where they follow some papa for a last? Like how you see Tapang, ABC, and the deputy spokesman of that position where they want to say whether a chief chairman or waiting for AGC. He reached the position where they want to say consortium leader. Ask yourself. But you know, when you confine yourself among stupidity, you feel say you don't achieve something where you don't know, so you never achieve nothing. When you find yourself among stupidity, that means say you cowardice. You feel like say you don't achieve something where you never achieve nothing. The Tapang, ask it today, in the open call for me, tough, not you know the cap in. But ask it say, where be that luck? You know, say, that's why I say this Western education. It makes some of us stupid. Because if now in the days of our forefathers and our ancestors, they will tell you, say, you have lost the gift to receive from your people because of your proudness. That's simple. Tapang lose the gift. That's why most of una wanna study masters, this and that. You don't have, in Africa, you are an illiterate. Yes. Most of una wanna go study down a baby book them for Europe. It makes some of una crazy. In Africa, you're nothing because you cannot descend to the level of changing the Africans from the way they are. And that's what killed Tapang. Because if Tapang understands, say, the people gave me that money because they saw me the pity I had for Dr. Fontaine. You would have used that philosophy to become a great person. But today, that's the same thing with Mark Barata. Mark Barata became the chameleon from AGC that the Mark Barata, who was a very good writer, writing like Shakespeare, finally became like a wolf lost in the middle of a forest, not knowing the color of the weather, whether it's night, it's midday, or it's morning. That's how Mark Barata became. And that's the same thing with most of you youths. When you don't know your destiny, you finally become lost and you roam like a roaming spirit on earth to the day you die. That's why you see in Europe and America where you are, they don't restrict a child when they see he's doing good in something. They promote him. They promote him in what he's doing so they can develop that star. But we are unfortunate. Most of you don't have parents or mothers to develop your star because those are stars which you kill. And today nobody can believe in Tapang. He has been crying tough, crying this. Who gives them money? Put in something. Nobody gives. Yeah, even all of them. Watana Wata. Our bank account is now in this revolution. Me, Prince, with the lowest voice and people who don't even view me. The bank account of Watana Wata. No youth in this revolution. The bank account of Watana will compare with the one we have in Watana Wata. No one. There is no one that will compare with Watana Wata movement now. After the interim government, there is no group. Watana, I will beat you my chest today, tomorrow, that we, the children of the ancestors of Southern Cameroon, Watana Wata, our bank account that we go out and do our job is great. We give. We don't mistake. We don't take and we tell stories. We when we say we are doing, we do. Wata na wata, we don't play. We are collecting now, as you have seen, the paper is there. If not that for the word draft that has been being slow, we collect every day. And the last one that came, it came yesterday. Mama Linda, which I said before, gave 15. Even if I'm not online, they pay. You must know your vision. Now you see, La Republic is using Mimi Mefo. If it was Tapang, we Tapang put hash Anglophone crisis or Mark Barata? No. You put end Saudi Cameroon war. Have you seen when you lose your star? When you lose your gift, Satan brings up the one that will destroy the gift. Today, La Republic is using Mimi Mefo to destroy our revolution in silence, but she's too small because they are the Southern Cameroonians which are born with the spirit of change. Look what Mimi Mefo is doing today. End Southern Cameroon crisis. Are we in crisis? I always say that. Are we still suffering from malaria? Look me, Prince J Carr. I'm very bulky, elegant, strong, and vibrant. Speaking like the voice of Dr. E.M.L. Indili. Standing on the ground like my ancestors, Chief Kuvali Kenya. Do I look like an epilepsy patient? Or do I look like a malaria patient? No. Then why will you tell me we are suffering from Anglophone crisis? Why? Even my mothers in the bush, all those who yes, have you seen them suffering? They don't suffer. Why do you tell us Anglophone crisis? It's because the stars which were in Southern Cameroon who could do that job have turned out to become backing dogs. Eric Tator is now roaming from Sako. He doesn't know what to talk. Because when you lose your gift out of prideness, you become like a backing dog in the middle of the night, which cannot bite a thief. That's how most of them have become. But they don't like the truth. That's how most of them. Why do you let old people, that means you are not different from Atanganji, which have been following Bia, and Bia is leading him to his grave? Because if today, Atanganji will not be the Minister of Territorial Administration for the rest of his life. After that, where will he live? Even in Europe, people will chase Atanganji to his death. That's the truth. Some people don't know the consequences of what they do. Atanganji, he will never be the Minister of Territorial Administration in that so-called Republic for the rest of his life. Look, when you start something, I remember when I was small, there were some old men in the quarters that used to point, they said, that Papa so, Papa Jambo, now the Papa do this, now he do that. When would he pass with even create song? Atanganji will never. There are people which they will run from their old age. And I pray God to bless Atanganji. May Atanganji live long. May Atanganji live long. He go witness that old age. He go witness that old age where picking the negotiation for road in Wevino. Some fathers regret those periods. So please, we are not Anglophone crisis. End the war. Now, which is the step? I go block, at the block. Now, who must see the person? May I see? I go block, just wait 1 minute. I don't tell them, see this platform, I'm not there for get 1,000 view. I beg as soon as they join, when I not forget the money for the picking them. We get for top that money up. If I see any dirty block, this thing, yeah, I don't block one other than Uncle Paul. I don't block them. I lead focused people. I'm here not to get 2,000 views. I'm here to keep, the Bible says, the way that leads to heaven is small and narrow. The way that leads to hell is broad. So I'm not here to lead my people to frustration. If you come here with your demon, I take you out. It's better have my 100 focused people. You are not forced to be here. If you don't like my talking, I'm not here to call people names. I'm here to educate, rebuke, and correct advice. So if you don't want to be here, yeah, good. I don't see someone again. If you don't want to be here, you better just leave. I will take you out slowly. Yeah, very, very slowly. Okay? Now, we don't finish doing Mimi for. I want to go out now with this Southern Cameroon people as a whole. Hypocrites. Most of we don't watch what happened this last week with this woman we talk for Tanganji. When I don't watch from all the narratives we come out, it be very clear. Say na Tanganji, na government, na IQ that picking them. It be very, very clear. From all the videos where it don't come out and everything, it be very clear. From the governor Kala Bilai office to the way women the for boya, the match goodie, you go see and say, when he begin ask the women, they say, now who the women they not be call say they defend their picking. Okala Bilai be they expect say make the women they say amber boys, the women they say they don't know. But Okala Bilai know very, very well and say they be the fear for come military. The women they be scared for come military because now the military they do the act. They be fear for call. No man number one, but he knows very well. He knows very, very well. Very, very well. Now, with all the things the one I don't see, I don't look the whole Facebook today. I don't see stop Anglophone crisis. I know the see again. Maybe good better and no post them. All man him up don't shot. They no fit talk. Truth. Fear. Oh, una for Cameroon. Una they die. Una already die. Where una they live. Una a dead man in the grave is better than a living corpse in southern Cameroon. Except those the way they fight for the revolution. That's the truth. Because you know the truth. Una be one copy for Nigeria. Nigeria put them very clear. NSAS. They don't hide them. Now, una don't know the truth saying a Cameroon government. Now he kill those speaking them for Kumba. The musicians, where una they now? I never hear una. Oh, una don't go kukube. Una don't go. Just like how some women they be wake up say they want to do well and are waiting for this woman from Oyuka. Una don't say hypocrites that the relevant life for pick up na irrelevant issues so make it relevant. And then when they find out that irrelevant issue, na fake, all then they disappear. May I ask una now? Oh God, I be don't tell una before say if you don't want to join this revolution, no better talk am. Because I know say oh una they live in fear. I understand. If you live in fear, better sing for your J. I go do what you do, J m'appelle. I go chop money, J m'appelle. Una feel mix, una J ma, and una no enter the revolution. Because if you are not ready to call the dog by its name, don't take another name and give it to the dog. You cannot see a dog that is called Bingo. And you say, Lucy. No, you know the work show, the dog no ever look you. When you wake up like an artist, una don't make all una self, una don't make una self stupid. Even somehow you want buy una one CD them again, you no go ever buy una cassette or una music them again. No man. The worst thing for life now make a public figure. He wake up stupidify himself in front of people the way they be like he. He lose value, I don't know whoever tell now. It lose value. It lose value. And yes, other posts where other one they come out and say Tapang don't want this one musician. Tapang not even for one now. The boys them way they fight for ground. They see una. Una not say them too they get Facebook. So when I see that boy the way they fight for Bush, they just don't turn have you call. They get Facebook. When they live, they see all things for the Apache where they don't shit on. They don't learn for Apache. They vimba una. All. That boy, they get Facebook, they get WhatsApp, they vim. All una so when I say when I be musician, that boy they did for Bush, where they fight, they vimba. Or they hear all things when they talk. All things. No be tapange for tell them. They be very educated like una. When I say, things they be rough for their side. Now whether they carry that thing too. So they see una. Tapang no need for tell some person. Tapang say forget who. Tapang they control. The county and AG they control people. They observe all una. One way they get for pick cam. They will go make him move. Whoop! They go sweep it so they pick it. Una ask myself how they be do with chiefs. When I ask myself, say, now how they be do with chiefs? Let me tell you something. I tell you the bitter truth. If you want to support the revolution, support it. And for we activists, I said somebody put some very nice comment. They say the truth is our activists are no more posting good information and are less on their pages every day. No, activists want to, but there is a game. Information I war. My response to wisdom, Jim. Activists want to. Now, you have to differentiate between activists and activists. When I say active, activists of division. Now, there are certain activists which they are being attacked very, very well. Because information is a war. There are three kinds of war you fight. You have the physical war, you have the informational war, and you have the psychological war. Yeah. Now, most Africans are mostly concentrated with the physical war. And that's where they fail. And even in the physical war, they are not strong. That's why you see, the Europeans, many people will say, no, be like Gaddafi. I will tell you this now. There are three wars you fight in life. And in all the three wars you fight, Africans are not leading in any of the war. That's why you look yourself so down. You have these three wars. You have the physical war, you have the psychological war, and you have the informational war. I will take a few minutes to break down to you. This one, I not be doctor or call me doctor. I be Prince J Carr. I'm just a motivational speaker. I will take 3 minutes for break down those three wars to you, make you understand, and you understand why we did in the deep state where we did now. The physical war are the ones with guns. And with the ones with guns, the foreign countries, they use Africa like a place for sell their weapons, for make more money. Because weapons cost more. Now, what you see, Cameroon, they inside very big debt when it concerns weapons. Cameroon, they export, bring all kind of weapons. Actually, those the way they did for power like Tanganji and the Okala Bilai, they support the government for bringing more weapons. And when they bring in more weapons, it put the country to more debt. For example, one of the military gun, the way you see and where those bees them, they do well up. If they tell you how much be that gun are mostly more than 6 million. It passed motorway you drive. That gun the way you see, so just one piece, one set, now close to 6 million CFA, 6, one that set. Now it come in different. You never talk about armor cars. Those are physical war. Now, you go to the number 2, informational war. Informational war, now the way you present the information. For informational war, it is about who sees the information first and who believes the information. For that place, European worlds, they don't pass Africa. Because Africa, for now, we don't even get satellite for up. Apart from the one where I say Gaddafi be struggle. So now the Europeans and the America, they determine which information they go for Africa. That's just it. So it's for information war, we did down. For inside the revolution, the most activists, the way they fit tell the truth. Facebook, when they control the information. France, they already enter them. For example, most of the things say international government go carry level for this war. International government don't feel level because you know why? The Secretary General for United Nations, he vice na France. When the vice chair did it protect the interest of France. He not ever accept anybody interrupt the interest of France. Yes, and now what I see any other country don't be reluctant for come here. Now you see, and say for information to Facebook way it work on the interest based on those the way they support and they promote this thing. Africa and Saudi Cameroon we they low on promoting their this thing, so definitely they go promote those. If you look at for the internet, you don't have to say most even the interim government, you never see their pages, they don't move them. Now information war. Now how many pages now we don't see ABC TV they put them for online? Those are things the way I don't tell when I say, you know, fish done for a year, you the want to get everything. Look me, Le Prince J Carr. Based on my video, if I want she done for this Facebook, I suppose to get 2,000 people so they watch me. But France 24, Observateur, I block my Facebook. If I not be hammer Facebook before Facebook send them for me, now France 24 block my Facebook. It tell you exactly say the French people did back way. So most of the good activists, the most everything concerning Saudi Cameroon, the French go destroy them. They go destroy them all because they want to promote their own. So informational war, we don't. Now what I see me, I be talk about Eric, Tapang, and Mark. If those people be they smart, they teach them journalism very well. They for not say for a revolution like this will get informational war. So they for stick to the people and forget about this Opapa. For example, if Eric, Mark, Tapang, me, and the others, the way they follow leaders for their last, like say they been a gay, they been a payday for the revolution. If they be stick to their lane, understand, say this informational point where we did for this war, no be about leader and information, say we keep the dignity of Amazonia for up. Like you will see and say this revolution for the up, but they be this so stupid. They work for back papa, then they say they been a gay, they say they leak some papa last. Where they don't see and say revolution now for keep their people for up. Now, whether you see today, La Republic realized very quick, say they get for use information because we attack La Republic based on Facebook. They realized very quick, they struggle, set confusion, bring this one then down, then they don't promote me for. Me for now, in order for Southern Cameroon independence. Me for then for waiting, it then for one Cameroon. So that's the second information war. If you don't know this, you'll be confused. And that's how a revolution can be destroyed. The last, na psychological war. That one that the most deadliest. Psychological war, the more deadliest than the first two I don't give you. The physical and the informational war. Psychological war, they're very dangerous than that. Psychological war deal now with the brain. Because with psychological war, if you not be strong, you feel drop your gun for down to say we don't lose. Now, whether you see some boys in there for DDR center, where psychologically they look and so they say, my brother, I don't think so go win the war, I give up. That's psychological warfare. Psychological war, now how you see like they dress Ayeke, they bring Ayeke for front people. Same as they see them. That's psychological war. With the way they dress Ayeke, it make any other person for not say if me to for dress Amazonia, that's why I could die. You see, the why the military they kill Ayeke or kill Amazonian fighter, bring her for front the population, it's a psychological war. Why did they keep their body? Me will not see her. It is a psychological war. You know why? If you understand? Now because of say you see psychology in the university as a female study. So you see, it is a well-structured plan. Well, you need to take time. Now, what I don't tell, I say, all these doctors, the way they carry their name up, they are not the ones we need in Africa. We need people where they feel go down as they go down now for teach you the right thing for building new Africa, a new Southern Cameroon. That's psychological war. And psychology, it don't be talk for when I say, now I study for University of Boya, when a female study, when I lie. Psychology plays a very great role in life. If all of you were psychologically upgraded, philosophically upgraded, you know go need for think about this for know about some person will be compromised or who's not working for the revolution. Yeah, you no need for Prince J Carr for can tell you. Those are psychological war. Now what I see the week so pop enter quarter, they kill 5 picking them, he sleep for ground. That's psychological war. Because any picking with them under picking the way we don't or any picking with a friend that we don't check say I could join Amazonian war. Psychologically when that picking we come for money and see brother them. They shit on for ground. He could definitely talk, say, hey, Massa, now some meter go die. I no go join that thing. That's psychological war. So my people, you all need to be wise. I don't know how my camera too don't just turn black. I need to understand. So that's it. So you need to know this. You all need to know this. And you know go listen am, but you go learn to for teach some person, but the person teach another person. Now so change the start. Change not the start by hearing and keeping it to yourself. Change the start now when you feel listening, then you take and go test another person too. Now so change the worker. Now for the way change the worker. So my great people of Southern Cameroon, the war you see today, now something where they be done build 50 years ago. Aijo and all beer. They be the work now under the structure for destroy Southern Cameroon if it get to rise again. Now, why that we are rising up now, it's not easy. We need to use all the 4 knowledges in our brain. So I don't tell you 3 things for war. So to my brother Williams, where we ask that question, I hope you don't understand why maybe activists them, they get the activists go fit post, but maybe if it be you ever see them. Because immediately post the people where they control this data when on Facebook, they see and say that information go be vital for change the mind of many Southern Cameroon, they go block them. It has happened in many cases. There are many hidden voices, especially when it concerns Africa. I don't know how many of you don't watch that video where that white man be the talk for they say the day where Africa go come out from bondage, that means say Europe and America go poor. That's what they are fighting. So if you post some good thing where go fit change your life, but before you want to see that thing, sometimes if you go be you no go see them. There is struggle for make sure say credible informations make you no go over to bring change in Africa, because the emancipation of Africa from mental slavery brings the fall of Europe to poverty. I'm telling you this. The emancipation from Africa from this thing, the way they tell you, Europe go poor because mineral resources not go come Africa anymore. So thank you very, very much. For musicians, the way be the talk. I go always tell them for music. They don't see that woman don't come out for match. Don't talk for this thing. Now they no go do the right thing. You see, all man don't enter back inside Kanda. All man don't enter. So why it be there the need for them for talk? And the why even talk, they don't do the right thing. Anglophone crisis. Just imagine. I tell you some good thing before I go off. I tell you some very good thing. Imagine, say that tweet where this former Cameroon boy, Kylian Mbappe. If Kylian Mbappe be tweet na end the war in Southern Cameroon, you know how many people will see that tweet? Now what I told her, say Mimi Mefo, she has really been a bad seed to us after we fight for a release. You know, ever mean no good for Amazonia. I'm telling you the bitter truth. If Mimi Mefo be term this revolution, say and that hashtag, so that girl I go always look say she's a very ungrateful. Now we will fight for a release. Now Southern Cameroon and Amazonia they fight for Mimi Mefo for a release. But this is hashtag we don't do for them we Anglophone crisis. Southern Cameroonians, we no go ever forget that thing. Because if you see the way international figures, they don't pick that end Anglophone crisis. It will pick now hashtag end the war in Southern Cameroon. Now why I cry for all this my useless brother, the way they be there for this revolution, where they don't go the leak na papa their last, like Eric Tatoso, Mark Barata and the rest. Now their position, that's so way they for they do now. End the war. If this hashtag, just imagine say Kylian Mbappe, if we do hashtag end the war, you know how many diplomats, you know how many people for Siam, you know how many people they follow that picking Kylian Mbappe, that boy, you know how many? But end Anglophone crisis, what you mean? We didn't have epilepsy, we did suffer na malaria, what would you suffer? If that one hashtag be come up for that Kylian Mbappe, say end the war, be a declaring a war for Southern Cameroon, you know, declaring a crisis. But Mimi Mefo, may God forgive your soul and other people that don't die as you do, and use a plane on a money. Because this was just the one thing, just like how God saved your soul, make you to not die from new bell, from torture, where all will stand advocate for you. You for use your platform this once in life for put a helpful mark for the history of people of Southern Cameroon. But your greed and your wickedness, now you don't cause this nonsense. Nothing no go change. Crisis, we know they suffer na malaria, we know they suffer na typhoid. All those hashtag them, definitely at Tanganji, you don't see the military instead increase a pressure. They don't give them money from IMF, the military instead increase their pressure. Nothing no go change. Instead, you don't tell them say na crisis will suffer. Says people they don't get job, they don't get medicine for COVID-19, they don't get money, and the government fee handle them. Now that you are Tanganji, they talk for that place boldly. Say military get for whole government together before that woman talk. But if you put hashtag end the war, end the war, end the war. I don't know what you got take and curse some of honor. End the war. Let that mommy they know for the cry, empty cry. But today that mommy they go demonstrate, it go end. Nothing no go change. But once. Now why do they tell me? I really feel I'm bad. When I look, the fellow use them for Southern Cameroon where they don't turn up back papa, they leak their last them like Mark, Eric, and Tapang. They are small journalism where even though they don't teach them fine for UB, they for use them for this place, for wipe the tears of their people. Now with this gruesome genocide don't happen. But where are they? Where are they? Did the room for inside groups them say deputy speaker of this one saying I yoked tabe this. Then who are you? Did the room with not the biggest opportunity this way independent activists just like how they, just like how the others did, for take our voice, ignite this thing for end the war. You remember for not even get that chance for do that nonsense way they do. But you see, when we don't realize our destiny, that was the point. For all we activism for 4 years for bring a light. But where do you find all the youths? Where do you find them? Now I say some of them want to follow the revolution, want to support the groups, want to be very stupid. Because a youth for any crisis or a revolution like this, you need to be independent. That's why you make an impact, not by roaming behind fathers. An activist, you have to be independent, not belonging. You have to be independent so that you get the people and use the people for opportunities like this. But look now, and the war would have done a very great thing. They would have known it is a war. They would have known our people are being killed for a purpose. They would have known our people are being just in a crisis. When you say end the crisis, Atangaji, the Minister of Territorial Administration, can name the death of any people for anything. If they ask him, Atangaji, what happened with the children? Can you say they died out of the crisis of cholera? They died out of the flood in Douala. They died out of the COVID-19. What happened to those children we hear they died? They died out of COVID-19. We could not keep the corpse. We did not have graves, so we burned them up. I don't know when someday, you guys. That's why they don't want me to get big views. They don't want me people to view me. Because they know with my impact, I will spill the fire over to them. Just imagine. And the crisis, Atangaji will use it. We'll use it for anything. We use it for anything. Anything. And that's why we are still in this today. But thank God, our boys have guns. Thank God the boys have guns. That's the only good thing. Because even the media face in the information war, the guns in the field will not fail. That's the only good thing. Thank God our boys have guns. That's the only thing. And I thank God for it. Our boys have guns. And those guns will speak the message that we want to speak. All we need to is to fuel the guns with more granules and make more lefanse. Since you guys have refused to speak the language of ending the war in Southern Cameroon, we will speak the language of the guns. We empower the guns with more granules and make more lefanse. And if you are a student who has studied science like physics, chemistry, and mathematics, we need you now to save your people. Anonymously go inside and study a chemical reaction production, please, and send it to your county. If you are a student, I want to say this for all of those of you who have studied in this side. This is the way you can help your people back. If you have studied chemistry, physics, and mathematics, please. This other one too don't come here blocking. If you have studied chemistry, physics, and mathematics, please go and do a chemical reaction. Very strong one. Find all the good combinations of the chemistry or the chematology you can use to do a powerful chemical reaction. We know you guys are very intelligent. Do it and send it to your suffering people in your county. We need it now. We need it now. If you study chemistry, physics, I'm not hiding it from you. It's self-defense. Go and take your time. Sit down. Use the wisdom which God has given you. And please study a chemical reaction. A very strong one. A very strong one. And send it to your people in the village. This is what will save us now. This is what. We have to change the face of the world. We have been making lefanse and lefan, which has been touching the military, but we need a more stronger chemical reaction. We need a more strong one to protect our people. More strong one that they will understand the language of ending the war in Southern Cameroon. So all of you who had 24 A's and were not able to be admitted in those fake institutions in La Republic, now is your time. Use it. Even those who are appointed, if you're a Southern Cameroonian and you really feel the pain of those people and those children killed, and you know it's Southern Cameroonian, it's a La Republic, take your time. Do a chemical reaction. Good one. It's our territory. We will use it very rightly. Do it and send it to your county and LGA. Do it very, very well. God bless you all. And please don't forget, we are collecting something, El Clasico, for our children who died in Kumba. I don't know how many of you have sent something already. Let me check. I don't know how many of you have sent something for those children who died in Kumba. We are still collecting. We're supposed to play El Clasico today, but I've spent most of the time giving education. We have to collect El Clasico today. The cash up and yeah. The monies are still coming. People are this my people are giving. So the El Clasico is going on. Yeah. The men are up with 5 for the men, 5 for the men, 5 for the men, $25. $25 from my brother Fidelis, $25 up for the children in Kumba, $25 up. The men 5, the women 0. Mama Patricia hitting up with $30. Mama Patricia, $30. $30 for Mama Patricia, $30 for the women. The women are up now with 6. The men are 5. 6, 5. The women are leading for the fundraising for money for picking away they be affected with that Kumba incident through Watana Wata who will support HSS. So the woman they lead, the man picking them. Woman 6, man picking 5. Watana Wata will push them. So Mama Patricia just come on for give $30. $30. We don't put the women there for the 6th position. And Mr. Elvis don't just come on for give $25. We don't put the men there for 5. So the score now 6-5. 6-5. Let's go on. Let's go on and see how many are ready. Let's go on the game. We don't tell when I say today na El Clasico. I go come, I go talk small, but we go play El Clasico for the picking them. Last time we get close to $300. Last time we get may I read the name? I think on Tuesday I'll be there live. Tuesday we get Fidelis be give 20 for Tuesday, $20. We get Mr. Austin be give 15 for Tuesday. So if I calculate time, I see how much. 20, 5, 60, 86, 126, 226, 250, 300. No, Mama Beatrice cancel refund. Yeah. 315. What we get. So for that Tuesday, we get $315. Today we don't get Fidelis, don't give again 25. Say for K Town, it don't give $25. And Mama Patricia, I don't give 29. So now we get her $54 up or $55. $55. So the women they delete. Let's see what's up. Where the men, where the women. $5. But don't tell when I say when we come so for Friday, all of us have to be ready for El Clasico. I know say my Facebook don't be blocked and others, I know if you really get me. Normally now for Prince J Carr Facebook will play them. But I don't tell when that. We get to always be ready. we get to be ready for the El Clasico when we cancel. So the men, them 5, the women, they get 6. Please, if you have any comments to drop, you drop. I've already take calls, but my other phone no day. Etienne Ganga, he say, may I read the comment? He say, not sure she knew clearly at the beginning the implications of the hashtag. Stop cursing people at random. I don't curse people. I just tell her the truth. She knows the consequences. Do you know what is crisis? She knows the consequences. How will you put something you don't know the consequences? She knows the consequences. Mimefo knows. How will you go? You must know the difference between crisis and a genocide. When you talk about crisis, it's something which is a particular set of people, are suffering at a particular time. That's crisis. That's crisis. So when you talk about crisis, it's about something we are suffering for a particular time. But a war is something which we have been suffering for a long time. A war is something which was declared. Crisis is something which nobody declared it. Yeah. Crisis just come. A particular conditions that affect a particular people. That's crisis. But when you talk about a war, it's something that was declared by a particular person or caused by a particular person to a particular people. So she knows. She knows very well, Etienne Genge. She knows very, very well. She knows very, very, very well. She knows very well. She knows very, very well what she's doing. She knows very well. So please, the Cash App and the PayPal is down. Let's wait and see. We started the El Clasico last week, I think so. Yeah, the turnout have not been that too good. For the El Clasico, the turnout hasn't been good. Has not been really good since we started again. But I appreciate those old patriots of Watana Wata. They have been doing a very, very good job. Yeah, they have been doing a very good job. Like on Tuesday, especially Mama Honorine. Mama Honorine has been doing a very, very good job. Very, very good job. Mama Milichi, I've not seen all my old patriots of Watana Wata Classico. I don't know if it's because I'm using this page. I don't know whether I should go back to Prince J Carr and then we play that there. But Prince J Carr has been blocked. Yeah, because it's like the page here, most of those who play, we really have time playing our game. For a Classico, it's like most of them don't even know I come live because Facebook doesn't send notifications to everybody when I'm live. Yeah, I can see only a few people here know when I'm live, and most people who come, they just listening, and when it has to come to time to do the patriotic game for Watana Wata, all of them are just quiet. It's like having 200 views or 250, and everyone is just watching you from said. But when I do the El Clasico in Prince J Carr page, I feel like I have 300 people and all of them are patriots of Watana Wata. And even if I have somebody who is watching me from another side, but I feel I'm giving the wisdom. When I have like this, and I really feel cool. But I think we'll take it to Prince J Carr when my Facebook is opened. Yeah, I think that's what we'll be playing the El Clasico. And I'll just come to this page just to educate. Just for education. Just for education. Anyway, Southern Cameroonians, it was good having you all. And all those who have been here, it was good having you all on the platform. We'll take another day, maybe tomorrow, or we'll try to hold on and wait for Prince J Carr, my real Facebook page, the other one to be open, so we can really go there. When I come live and educate, I really like to raise money for Ground Zero. I really do. So we can support in one way or the other as we have been doing. So all of you have a blissful weekend, blissful weekend, and thank those people who contributed for today. We know it has been a while after the Amber World draft, and maybe people have to regain their spirit. Mama Patricia, God bless you, and Mr. Fidelis, God bless you. God bless you all. So have a blessed weekend, and bye for now.